that seemed louder than usual. Oh man,
Yeah.
maybe my headphones are just better than usual. I don't know.
Could be.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, geez. And these.
It's me, Mario. What's up, everybody? How you doing,
All
man?
right. Good day.
Hey.
All right.
Nick here.
That Australian thing is going to keep happening. Yeah.
Australian thing.
Australia.
Just that good day. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
All right. Welcome to Burdock Radio. My name is Russell Crowe. I'm producer of the show. The things you will hear over the next hour, 30 minutes or so represent the views of There Goes Neighborhood. Excuse me. There Goes Neighborhood.
Kinda. Yeah,
Kinda.
close, yeah.
That's an Australian trying to do a American accent. It's difficult, you know.
And Keith is an American trying to be an Australian, trying to be an American.
My name's Russell Crowe.
As long as it's not Tavis Smiley, I'm fine.
All opinions, quotations, in no way represent River West Radio, and all the sole responsibility of Russell Crowe and the guests and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from content of this program.
Yeah, that was the disclaimer.
You have content for us today, Mario?
No, man. Well, we can talk a little bit, but so how was your week, man? What's going on?
Well, I got stuff I could talk about, but I agreed to not talk about some of that stuff. So I'm trying to find things that everyone interested. And so I'm just gonna say something kind of like, sorry ladies if you're listening, this is gonna bore the heck out of you. I'm so angry about my fantasy football team right now. Everybody laid down.
Yeah.
I got 54 points.
I won all my games, dog. Even my horrible 1-9 team won too. So
My opponent had 137 points to my 58 points or whatever. Everybody laid down. I had all these great players. And there are all those stupid utility backs for those high-powered West Coast offenses, like the Saints and the Falcons. They don't use Michael Turner, even though he's good. And Willis McGahee over on the Broncos, he didn't get used. But you start these guys, you think they're going to be worth a damn, and then they just aren't because they're just not in the scheme. It's like, oh, we just have to, Peyton Manning. I got to pass the ball. I gotta try and earn that MVP this year.
Well, I put Titus Young in the game because 2 weeks ago he finally had his breakout week. So then I put him in this week, and he ended up scoring for me. But I messed around and waited till the last minute, and I still had the Packers defense on one of my teams. So, but I still won the game. It was crazy.
Right.
And New Orleans demolishing Atlanta like they did was kind of unexpected. And I ended up getting a lot of points out of my New Orleans players that have been servicing me badly all year long.
Right. Well, Nick,
You don't play fantasy football?
I do not have a fantasy football team this year.
Nick's he's not into fantasy. He doesn't like Star Wars. He doesn't like fantasy football.
It is a recurring theme.
I'm starting to realize
I
Nick is a realist.
Indeed.
I only like real space exploration and real football
games.
and real pro wrestling.
Yeah.
See, I had a fantasy football team last year, and I had Aaron Rodgers and a bunch of guys that either got injured or just fell off last year. I was able to sneak into the playoffs because Aaron Rodgers had 45 touchdowns.
Sure.
But that was this year. I really didn't. A couple guys asked me to like Mario, and then they never got back to me.
Yeah, I did.
No,
I
you
forgot.
didn't. Yeah.
I said I forgot.
Okay.
But no, I like the NFL.com. They have a fantasy football thing, and they aggregate
Aggregate.
Yeah, they keep the your stats from the previous year, so you get like a trophy case. And so I won a championship. I won my division and a couple of them. So I got like a trophy case if ever I wanted to go and pick it up.
Where?
NFL.com.
Oh, so that's like the prize.
Yeah. Well, no, you can do the pay leagues and you can get like a ring or like $20.
How many trophies do you have currently that you?
6.
6, like what, slam trophies or something?
No, you mean for fantasy football? No, I have 6 trophies. I got 1 for winning the championship in one of my leagues. I got 2 for winning the division and 1 for being a playoff team in my fantasy football.
Wait a minute, these leagues actually give you crap?
Yeah, I mean, well, not give me crap, but it's a digitized trophy case. It's not like a real trophy case.
Oh, well, why are you even talking about? That's like
We're talking about fantasy football. I don't know what
you don't have trophies, you have gifts.
These people don't actually play for me. Like, I don't own a team.
I have a fantasy trophy case. I visited my dreams.
Mario, you don't have trophies. You have gifts. You have PNGs. You have.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's great.
You have picture files.
We're gonna have to get you some kind
Look,
of
man,
like,
we're not gonna talk about fantasy football and I can do fantasy trophy case. I didn't have a real trophy case. I can do a fantasy trophy case.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, I thought if you had a real actual trophy case was the award. Like in my league, at the end, whoever wins,
Right.
you have to buy them hamburgers and a lap dance.
Wow. Y'all having like a party or whatever?
Yeah, we do it every year.
We were thinking about doing that for one of my
We
leagues.
go to the worst strip clubs you can think
Hamburgers and a
of.
lap dance?
No, not hamburgers
Oh,
and a lap
okay.
dance. Just a party for the winner.
Oh, okay.
There might be hamburgers and lap dances.
The
I
worst
wouldn't.
strip clubs, you say?
Yeah. Oh, the last one. I don't want to talk about like that place because I feel like somebody from there somehow might hear about me talking bad on them and might come
Shank
kill
you.
me. They will. It was that kind of place, and it's like it was that kind of place. Like you felt like because it had a pool table and a bar and a dance floor, and then they had like a shower room in the back. And you kind of were encouraged to get these girls showers, not because they wanted the extra money, but because they
were
needed
dirty.
the shower. You don't want to go to the club like that, and you got like there's a little extra funk going on in this room right now, and they're not playing George Clinton. Yeah.
The sour shows were necessary. That's great.
It's like
Honestly, I can count the number of times I've been to a strip club on one hand.
I don't like.
If I had like 4 more fingers on my hand, I could. If I had 26 more fingers on my
Do you
left
count
hand.
them on your left hand when you
Right.
think about those trips?
Hey.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Hey.
I'm Russell Crowe.
Yeah. But yeah, so y'all get a hamburger and a lap dance. Do everybody put in on this lap dance? This has to be
Yeah.
expensive lap dance. $1 a piece on the lap.
Something like that, and everybody like chips in on buys due to a case of beer. And I think, actually, you know what? I gotta remember this properly. I think because there's 2 ways, like the person that wins the winner's bracket, and then there's a loser's bracket. And I think the loser's bracket is the one that gets the awful lap dance. You go and you find like that one-legged stripper.
Wow. There was this picture on Facebook of this chick with like one leg and one arm dancing on a stripper pole. I remember seeing that like years ago. Yeah, she was amazing. I would have tipped her just,
Sure.
like, that's amazing. Wow, you just did that. Okay.
I've never actually seen that before. I keep hearing these stories about like
One-legged
strippers,
strippers.
missing limbs, and I've never actually seen. I think I'm the only person who's never seen that. For some, it's like everybody, no matter how
Check your
infrequently
inbox
they go
when
to,
you get home.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no matter how infrequently they go to strip clubs, it's like everybody has seen a one-legged stripper.
I don't like going to strip clubs because, first of all, if you go with any money in your pocket, you end up spending it. Even if you're trying desperately not to, you end up, buying a drink at the bar so that
Right.
you're at least your buddies can go have a good time, and you're there, and you're not like that guy. And because they won't kick you out. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. But like, if you're just sitting there and not doing anything, you just end up spending money no matter what. And then you always walk out feeling like a little depressed about like the world.
Right.
Like, it's just depressing to me. Some guys thrive in that environment. They really dig it, and it's like all about getting attention from like half-naked women or fully naked women, depending upon what kind of club you're at. And it's like for me, I'm like, no, it's kind of all about spending money. Like, I hate doing that.
I don't really like strip clubs just because I don't like, sweaty chicks, rubbing they cooch on me, and it's just bad business. But like, I went to this strip club, like this little corner bar that clearly didn't have a cabaret license or anything. Had a little, I guess, stripper party. The bar was no bigger than like a closet. You know what I mean? And there was a pool table. And there were
a pool table.
I think we're
pool
learning
table.
to never go to a strip joint with a pool table.
Yeah,
it's kind
there
of
was some girl performing oral acts on another girl on the pool table. And when I walked in, I won't say she was an a dwarf, a tiny stripper, a mini stripper. She greeted me like, "Aren't you Mario the Poet?" And that's like the last place you want to be recognized.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of.
Thanks for coming to my set.
I've seen you perform. Yeah.
Was this the one that was receiving or giving? Recognized you?
No, she was.
I'm just thinking,
she was
like,
walking around naked. She had
I'm
on.
like, if she's like in the middle of hot lunch and then she's like, "Hey."
The middle of hot lunch. I just caught that. It was, and then I got it. Amazing.
Starts talking with her mouth full.
What? That would be kind of
sound
awesome.
like
against
Bill.
at least a dozen FCC regulations this entire conversation.
No,
Hey, we're
seriously.
shock jocks today.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But no. So yeah, and then there was a girl that.
Damn right.
He's got a lot of stuff. There's a little Vince Lombardi at the end.
Yeah, I didn't mean for that, but it worked.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Fancy. But no, she was she recognized me. Then there was a girl, her stripper outfit was a jean set and like a tank top. It was crazy. It was really a disgusting place. And I brought a friend with me. I was like, "Come on, man, let's just go and see what it's like." And I wanted to wash my hands when I left, and I hadn't touched anything. Like I just like this is completely disgusting. This can't be sanitary.
Yeah.
Your naked behind is on the pool table. Like
You.
8 ball in a quarter pocket.
Oh.
All right. But yeah, so
That
Crikey.
means drugs.
indeed. But yeah, so I brought a newspaper article.
You gonna
in
read
with
the
me
whole
today.
thing to us?
Yeah, I got to read the article because you got to know what happened.
Crikey.
So apparently, Kevin Clash, the guy who does Elmo, the Elmo puppeteer,
Yeah.
he was accused of having inappropriate touching and/or sex with a minor via the Sesame Street network.
Wait, a minor.
Well, from my understanding,
A non-union minor?
Yeah, maybe.
As far as I understand, it was somebody. I guess he had an affair with.
I'm going to read the
of
article.
age.
Oh, I'm going to read the
You
article.
just read snippets.
No, it's not that long.
Okay.
And the headline reads, Elmo accuser recants allegation of underage sex with Kevin Clash. The 23-year-old man who accused Kevin Clash, the man who has been the voice of Elmo on Sesame Street for nearly 3 decades, of having had a sexual relationship with him when he was a minor, recanted the allegations today. He wants it to be known that his sexual relationship with Mr. Clash was an adult, consensual relationship, according to a statement issued by the unidentified man's representatives. He will have no further comment on the matter. Clash said he was relieved to put the painful allegations, I bet you they were painful, to rest and will not discuss it further. No charges have been filed. The alleged underage relationship was brought to the attention of the Sesame Street Workshop, the nonprofit organization that produces the show. Clash, here's my favorite paragraph, who is voluntary. No, this is not yet. Clash, who is a voluntary lead from Sesame Street Network, issued a statement Monday denying he had an inappropriate relationship with his accuser. I am a gay man. I have never been ashamed of this or tried to hide it, but felt it was a personal and private matter. I had a relationship with the accuser. It was between 2 consenting adults, and I am deeply saddened that he is trying to characterize it as something other than what it was, Clash said in a statement issued to ABC News. I am taking a break from Sesame Street Network to deal with these false and defamatory allegations. Sesame Workshop said it took the allegations very seriously and had taken immediate action, but after an investigation which included interviews with Clash and his accuser, found the claims to be unsubstantiated. Clash, who is divorced, has 1 daughter, began using a falsetto voice in 1984 to bring life to the furry red monster. Clash, who is divorced and has 1 daughter, began using a falsetto voice in 1984 to bring the furry red monster to life.
How much milk you got to read there?
Yeah, that was it. So that was
It's a
I just
long
thought
article.
but
Not that long.
that was it. But that was my favorite part he used a falsetto voice to bring a furry red monster to life. That's hilariously funny. So Elmo's gay now. I didn't really know about that, but
What gave it away?
it was the puppet fisting that gave it away.
So you read that whole article word for word, so you could just say Elmo's gay now.
Indeed. I know. I wanted to be sure. But I just at first, Kevin Clash is an awesome dude, and well, I'm not against gays whatsoever, but just the whole Tickle Me Elmo thing is just hilarious now to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can see the right wingers throwing their Elmo dolls out the window. Oh, that whole thing takes on a new light. Yeah.
Well, they never had
Elmo's
them.
world.
They're none of the right wingers like Sesame
They hate
Street,
Sesame
man. Come
Street.
on, Big
Yeah.
Bird. That was like number one guy on the list for Mitt Romney. You know, he wanted to bring down the bird.
I mean,
he couldn't do it.
They've been pushing the boycotts of Sesame Street Live since as long as I can remember because of Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
They've
Bert and Ernie. Oh yeah, they're in a gay relationship. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they've
not
been kind of
yeah.
like gay for a a long time.
They were kind of
So,
that 70s
I just-
ambiguously, maybe like
Sure.
They never actually were explicit, but you just saw them together all the
That's
time.
why you have so many soft-spoken white males in our generation right now.
because of Bert and Ernie. I suppose.
They didn't grow up to be gay because that's genetic. But
kind of like Dr. Quest and Race.
no.
You always
I thought you were gonna say Dr. Quinn, medicine woman.
no. What?
I don't know. Oh man.
Was she gay? I mean,
The show was.
I suppose.
I don't know if that's a vaguely homophobic slur or not. I never saw the movie, so
Everything's a homophobic slur.
Yeah,
Everything's
I
a
mean-
slur of some kind now.
I
Let's
know.
just be honest. You can't
Elmo's
talk
gay
anymore.
now. I don't know what. That's just amazingly.
Elmo
hilarious.
likes penis.
Elmo's World. Sodomy Elmo by AdamandEve.com.
Cookie Monster's a catcher.
I know a game. I know a game Elmo can't play with Zoe. Oh, that's just horrible. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and Mr. Noodle. Mr. Noodle. Think about it. Think about it.
Show me your noodle. You got mail.
Ooh. Oh, no, not the mail. Elmo got mail. Elmo happy.
Look at my screensaver. Meatspin.com.
That's why he wanted that blanket back. It had DNA evidence on it.
That's like a.
give me black my blanket, Elmo.
Oh man.
Get the hell out of my can.
Get the hell into my can.
Crikey, this show got off the rails.
Oh, I didn't have it.
You need Russell Crowe in here to calm things down.
Yeah, but I know. I mean, Kevin Class, he went on in the article to say, I just love he used his falsetto voice
Yeah.
to bring his furry red monster to life.
Yeah.
His falsetto voice to bring to life his furry red monster. That's delightful. I just picture Big Bird looking at Elmo shaking his head like, man, that's disgusting. Come on, Bird. Come on, Elmo, stop with the
Elmo likes Snuffy's truck.
Oh goodness.
I'll show you a Big Bird. So that's the problem. It just keeps going.
Oh,
It snowballs. I mean,
that's disgusting.
it's uncontrollable.
Oh boy, you're pale bird. You like snowballs. And he is a purple monster.
Elmo in Elmo's World talking to Mr. Butt Plug.
Oh wow. See, that's over the line, man.
Whatever.
I knew as soon as I jumped in. I knew as soon as I jumped in. Mario
Really?
was Mario.
Today's number is the number 6. Let's count
How the hell did I get to be the moral compass of the show?
Because you have a rainbow shirt on.
Let's
That's
count
Rainbow the
beads. Let's count beads.
Elmo likes rainbows.
Elmo does like rainbows.
Well, it's a band. It's a band.
Yeah, it's a band.
Clearly, that's a band.
Yes, it's
Clearly.
if you know anything about Dio, you should know about Rainbow.
And you gotta know about
or
Dio.
Deep Purple.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Deep Purple.
Oh man, that's just too much. My brain just keeps shutting down. I was 45 minutes when I first read the article, and he was like his falsetto voice brought to life his furry red monster. I couldn't talk for like 20 minutes. My whole brain just shut down, and I just pictured Elmo happy. you poke the doll and giggles. Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great.
Man.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
We've brought Mario's intellect to a standstill with this whole thing. We'll be back in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
just.
Zeus.
I know I'm 10 years old on the inside, man. I just, but it just couldn't help it, man. It just. Oh, and like the pillow talk. I know his boyfriend wanted me to do the Elmo voice. I just know he did.
Don't call me Kevin.
Oh, talk about breaking character.
Wow.
Oh, Elmo. And I didn't even go for the puppet anal, the fisting joke. I didn't even go. I didn't even go there. I thought it was beneath me. Get it?
This is what, you know.
I don't understand. You blokes got a whole other dialogue going.
Hey, I should be interjecting here, but I feel like anything I say, Mario's going to turn to a penis joke. Because that's pretty much what Mario.
Oh, no,
Mario
not today.
generally
Not
does.
today. Not today. Today it will be a puppet fisting joke.
Well, about a penis. About a puppet penis.
About a red furry penis.
Exactly. Red fur. See, I couldn't. He got to it before I could explain it.
Oh, Elmo. Oh, jeez. Jeez. Oh, jeez.
jeez.
Oscar loves Elmo. Elmo in Grouchland. That's funny.
Man, why's it gotta be Oscar, man?
I
Why
don't think
not?
Oscar likes Elmo that much.
No,
Oscar is always saying no.
Yeah, it's true. He's a grouch too.
Right. Mm-hmm. He's a grouch. Mm-hmm.
And doesn't he live with his girlfriend too?
No, he lives with an elephant with a big trunk, and we all know Snuffy's.
No, he's got a bunch of worms that he keeps as pets.
Yeah, worms, Mr. Noodle.
Watch them come. Slither and slimy. I love those worms.
Yep, Mr. Noodle, worms.
Yeah, it is.
You got to peep the correlation here, man. It's trying to tell you something. I mean, the Bert and Ernie thing was kind of, they were outed, for years.
Let's be honest. Anything that has like somebody in a giant like furry costume, Barney, Teletubbies, they've all been questioned, and they've all been found to be a little.
You know, I don't like Mr. Rogers is not a Mr. I mean, not to speak ill of the dead, but that's pedophilia if I've ever seen it. I'm not gonna.
No way.
No,
Staring intently into the camera.
Yeah.
The clothing change after every show. So then what he does, Mr. McPhilly,
That's his
really,
That's his mailman.
his mailman.
Come on, Mike.
You've got mail.
Speedy
Come on,
delivery.
man. Oh, dude. Right into the microphone.
I'm sorry. And did he? Okay, so like I was told that people who have been molested sometimes create a alternate reality in order to deal with the molestation. You know, when the trolley goes into the tunnel, they go to a land of make believe.
When the what goes in the where?
When the trolley goes in the tunnel.
What the hell's going on out here?
Vince Lombardi does not like that.
I'm just saying. Why you gotta look at me like that, Mr. White Man? It creeped me out. I didn't like him as a kid. He scared the crap out of me, and he kept taking his clothes off. I'm like, why is dude It's a strip tease. Is he trying to turn?
Wow, man, come on.
Speedy delivery.
Dude, he showed you how like they made spaghetti and matches and all these crappy things.
Was never no grown-ups around, no, and no ladies. Where were the ladies at on Mr. Rogers?
Hey,
You had a couple lady friends.
Who?
the chick in the
I
tunnel.
ain't never seen.
There was a few in the tunnel.
Yeah.
They were there. They were there. They were there.
Yeah.
And
In
he
the land of make believe.
He did all those puppet voices for King Friday and
Yeah.
what was the cat puppet's
Daniel.
name?
Daniel, yeah.
Daniel the cat.
Daniel the cat. No, there was a
Creepy.
There's a
X owl.
Creepy.
the owl.
His owl's named X.
Yeah.
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 That's kind of his owl.
Creepy.
His owl was named X. That,
Is it a reference to he was a Muslim?
yeah,
Here, man.
Owl X.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just done with that whole thing. But no, I didn't like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah,
I didn't.
that owl actually he used to just recite poetry. Who blew up America?
Amazing. He's a revolutionary owl. He's a revolutionary owl. I got it. Yeah, I didn't. I thought the whole thing was creepy, and sincerely I wouldn't watch. I liked the Electric Company. It was cool.
I hated the Electric Company.
Why did you hate the Electric Company?
How can you hate the electric
Right,
company?
I don't understand.
It just made me think that I had to go to work. I was like, kid, I was like, a company? I don't want to work. I don't ever want to have a job at a stupid company.
Oh wow, that happened.
That's why you're a dirty liberal now.
A dirty liberal. Tell
They
you
don't
what,
even want to work in their imagination. You got
They want to take all of them. They want to get potted up on drugs.
They get potted up on drugs. Get potted up on weed. Wow, weeded up on pot. That was what they said on on Fox News. Yeah. Get
Fox
weeded
News.
up on pot.
That's a thing that you can do? Weeded up on pot? What does that mean?
Potted up on weed.
Yeah, that's what he
But
meant.
you know what that sounds like? Somehow that kind of like sounds like you're preparing a plant, a potted plant or something. It doesn't even sound like.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean-
Pruning or whatever.
Yeah.
Nah, man, they mad. You should see the pictures. They got like a Tumblr site of the mad Republican faces. It's hilarious.
Oh, I wanna see
kids
that.
crying and the end of the world. So we're gonna talk about it. The Texas, as there's a petition going around to secede from
Well,
the union.
I talked to some people last night after I had posted that,
Mm-hmm.
and that like a lot of states have that petition circulating now.
Wisconsin
good.
has one now, and it's there's about 3,000 signatures on it. And I'm being generous here. Maybe 20% of them actually live in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, nobody.
I mean,
cares.
I'm sure Wisconsin's not the only state. I think it's just this big, right-wing trend right now. Texas is the only
Texas
state.
is Mexico. It's three guys named Jared away from being Mexico. That's what.
No,
no,
Texas,
the reason-
Texas, yeah,
Tex-
it's the only one that has a legit shot of actually seceding.
Yeah, but the thing
Bye.
is like,
Yes, exactly. I want them to,
Take Florida with you.
oh, does this mean that we can get rid of the Cowboys and the Texans from the NFL? That would be so cool. I'd be down for that. I would be so down.
If you take Florida and Texas out of the states, you end the American drug problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the
Whoa.
hubs of the drug transaction.
That's true. Well, and then California, but
Right.
like,
But they got pot. Like, somebody's got to supply Denver. You know what I mean? Like,
Denver.
Colorado.
Denver.
Yeah, Washington, Colorado, pot. Yeah, man. And so like they were hippies complaining like because they're gonna have really tough penalties for driving under the influence of pot. And I'm like, yeah, so
Well,
but you
treat
can
it like
still smoke
alcohol,
pot.
so.
Like,
I mean, you shouldn't do any drugs when you're driving a car. It's
Indeed,
2
indeed.
tons of steel and plastic, you could kill somebody.
Right.
Let's just be honest.
yeah,
Stupid.
stay at home and smoke your
Yeah,
pot.
really. Like, what do you? That's the thing. Is because I know so many dudes used to go on roadies, as they call them. They just
are
go around the countryside and burn one, and then just drive all over creation, listening to music on their stereo.
Yeah, that's
and
not
that
a
was
good
the
idea.
thing. Yeah, but I mean, it was out in the sticks. I mean, not even the sticks. It was like we're talking like Washington County northwest corner, where it's just like a few silos, and that's what they would do. And like the whole thing was just it was what they would do on a Friday or a Saturday because there was nothing to go to.
Does the cow tipping thing really happen up north? Is that a real thing?
In my uncle's day.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure people still do it, but I'm like more and more because more and more people are like not into cruelty to animals and stuff.
Oh, poor cows. Moo.
Moo.
Oh, wow. I thought it would be cool. I would have done it if somebody would have invited me to go cow tipping. I would have did it. I ain't never been invited.
You always want to do like stupid cracker things. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. I just want to hang out and go to a hoedown one time. That's what I do.
Is that your Mario voice? That was kind of cool. I like that. I want to go to hoedown.
I just want to go out.
I want to shoot Budweiser cans off a fence.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't want to sleep with my cousin when I do it. Yeah, it's the reputation.
There's just not a lot of people around.
Yeah.
The dating pool is really slim up there. You know? It's a shallow dating.
Yeah, and yeah. There's not much you can say about that.
Let's just say, underrated, statutory situations are a whole lot more tolerated up there.
Yeah.
For all we hear about how country people have better morals.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, man. I try to stay out of Rhinelander, and I thought about moving to Okeechobee or whatever, but I'd be scared, man. Because it gets dark and ain't no street lights, and I'm black.
You could get hit by a car.
Yeah, a truck and drag for 4 blocks with a rope around my neck.
Oh yeah.
That whole thing.
Probably would happen. Yeah, don't go there without your friends. No, it's a good idea to not.
Yeah, I'm not bar hopping in.
Even going
Maryland.
to Appleton or Green Bay is
Those aren't so.
Yeah, but there's no
bad.
good music though. That my problem, man. I get up there and it just runs out kind of quick. I run out of things to do. I like to go to the forest.
That's
and
why
stuff.
you got to start doing those
woods.
crazy redneck things we're talking about. Fishing,
I
hunting.
like to fish. I like to fish. Now, I'll go fishing.
Bird
Rainbow Lake
watching.
or wherever. You ever been to Rainbow Lake? I like that.
No.
Yeah, that's nice. I go upstate a little bit, and I went to see the Packers once.
Yeah.
But I was with some white people.
Yes, I
in
know.
case.
They were very nice to you in giving you a ride and a ticket. Weren't
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They were quite kind, and I enjoyed my time, and it was great. But I wasn't gonna be caught up there black by myself.
You're not by yourself. You got the entire Green Bay defensive line.
After that, and they kids.
No, because my
Do they have to stay in Green Bay, or are they allowed to stay outside the city?
well, they have they got a compound during the season that they
Okay.
can stay on during the game.
I know there's an apartment complex, at least when I was up there, called Foxcroft, and a lot of the players, if they weren't established, some guys like Clay Matthews, Gilbert Brown, they live out in the country.
Oh, good.
But yeah, a lot of players stay in this Foxcroft complex, and it was when we first moved up there, we were in the one, the next one over, and so for Halloween, we all went over to this, to the Foxcroft, and we would get full cans of soda and whole candy bars, and it's like it was the trick or treating. You always go where the rich people live. Well,
Right.
you got a bunch of millionaires, living over there.
That's good.
And so most of the players are staying there. Or are they some of them bought property and stuff?
Some of them by it's mostly the rookies, second year, third year guys,
Punters.
Yeah, punters. Yeah. Actually, Don Bracken
That's
gave
cool.
me a Snickers bar. I actually met Don Bracken going trick or treating in his house.
Wow. That's cool. I always imagined that would be the only thing that would make me not want to play for the Packers is the climate. You know what I mean? It's a great franchise, but I would suppose what kept players away from us for so long was the filthy weather and not being tough guys, being soft, being Jay Cutlers.
Well, to be honest and fair, they do play in really crappy weather in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We're talking Vikings. Those are the wusses of the NFC North with their dome. With their
And they're
Detroit has a dome, too,
And they're about to build another dome.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Didn't it cave in a couple years ago?
Yeah, that was great. You know why? You know why it caved in? Because it was empty.
Oh.
But no, you know why? You know how they keep that inflated, right? They keep
It's air.
They keep the fans on suck.
Yeah.
Because the Vikings suck.
And the fans.
He said it did he through the fans.
Fans are terrible. You guys wear purple.
Right.
You're terrible.
Use a
Terrible.
falsetto voice to bring your furry.
Well, Vikings games are half Packers fans now, so I mean.
So is Elmo a furry? Okay. Anyways,
You got.
How are we talking about Elmo again?
I'm only gonna say this once. Get off Elmo. I don't want to have to say that again. You need to leave that puppet alone.
oh poor Elmo.
What the hell's going on out here?
Indeed. But no, that's cool factoid, man. I didn't know. So you said 5 lakes? You said what's the name of the apartment complex?
Fox.
Fox.
Don't
called
give it
Fox.
out. Now everyone's gonna be harassing these guys.
Yeah, all the people in Green Bay listen to our show.
That's true.
Well, I do know one, Amber Lancel. Thank you for tuning
Hey, Amber.
What's
We
her
mentioned her on the
address?
podcast.
No, she was trying to listen to our show a couple weeks ago and having problems. She had problems last week, but she listened to our podcast.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's what's up.
I told her I'd give her a shout out. So there you go, Amber.
Oh, hey, Amber. Thanks for listening.
Spread the word.
Yeah, tell somebody.
All right,
I
then.
went right back to Elmo, dog. It's just been a reoccurring theme all day. Just little furry red guy. I just see him in the room.
Look, mate, if you're going to do your accents, I'm going to do mine.
Elmo happy. It's just creepy now. And then like they had a YouTube video I was watching and Elmo uses the potty. And he was like,
Oh,
you got to do that.
Man.
And Elmo's dad took him in. I guess this where that started. Always wipe
man.
twice.
See, I can't do any good impressions of PBS characters. I feel left out.
You haven't watched enough. I'm working my way up to impersonating Neil deGrasse Tyson. But I can't be that boring yet.
Oh, Degrassi. And Drake. Yeah, in a wheelchair. That's funny. But yeah, so his dad took him to the potty, and he introduced him to the potty, and it just took on a whole nother life.
You're going to finish this story, huh? After we just tried to segue out of it. And you're going to, I don't know, let's just keep talking about that.
Mario's it's Elmo and there's Pig. I must finish this.
We were talking about secession, but you got to go back to the puppet.
Union. Do they allow monsters to get gay marriage? I don't know.
God.
What's the laws on Sesame Street?
For crying out loud.
Speaking of crying out loud.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. It's all day with this Elmo thing, man. It destroyed me. And then, like I said when she wrote the sentence, I mean, like, you had to have heard yourself writing that. Like, he used his falsetto voice to bring his furry red monster to life. You sit across from people. You had to tell somebody you just wrote that. Hey, guess what I just wrote? Oh, it's going on the wire.
You're on this more than I am. I don't know.
I don't know. I love it. I would assume. I thought you'd enjoyed it more.
I don't know.
I guess I was wrong with you in the anal Muppet sex.
Yeah.
That you didn't.
I'm not really into that, I guess, as much as you. I don't know what else to say.
I just assumed you'd like that. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what gave you that impression.
Elmo's bigger than. Oh, the article
Just because
goes.
I'm from down under.
Speaking of down under.
You're not on the mic there. You go.
Oh, yeah. He said. Clash said I have a Peter Pan syndrome. Funny.
Oh, wow. Why is this your thing, dude?
Because Elmo's gay now. Like, how am I supposed to ignore
Elmo
that?
is not gay. Elmo is a fictional character.
The guy with his hand up Elmo's butt is gay.
Well, I don't understand.
No,
why that's
I will.
I mean, it's.
The guy manipulating Elmo anally.
Do you
is
watch
gay.
a lot of Sesame Street?
I have kids. Yeah, I have kids.
So, like, that's the thing. It's like, really, you're
You know,
watching.
y'all know. Oh, I thought y'all knew I'm a big Muppet geek. I love the Muppets.
Oh,
man.
okay.
And it's not that it's just funny that Elmo's gay now.
What are the two?
Like,
What
I
are the
just
two
put
old
them in
guys
the-
like? Something.
Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah. What are they gonna say?
I don't much care for the gays.
Yeah, they're the cranky old white guys on the show, right?
That are a couple. Like, so,
Yeah, right. I'm voting against this marriage.
nah, like they're the older Ernie and Bert. Like that's Frank Oz and Jim Henson. You know, Jim. I can't do that.
Elmo's the only mid I'm uncomfortable around these days.
So Jim, for Frank Oz's birthday, Jim Henson and Frank Oz are Statler and Waldorf, are Miss Piggy and Kermit, are Ernie and Bert. And so, yeah, there's a lot of connotation there. I'm not saying that Jim was, but anyway, so you can just read into it. If you go there, so I
Nick,
ruined Mr. Rogers, Elmo.
How was your week, Nick?
And now
Did
the
you do
Muppet Show.
anything interesting?
Meet
the-
any sexy puppets?
Did you get the rainbow shirt exactly?
I ordered it out of a catalog.
Okay,
And
that's pretty cool.
you know what else
You
I
can't
ordered
ignore
online?
Muppet sex.
Catalogs are pretty neat. I do like ordering things on a catalog. It's a good way to
No, I
purchase
just wanted to
items
get out for the TMZ watchers vouchers and whatnot. That Kevin Clash is not guilty. He was never did anything.
You know, I ordered
inappropriate
tickets to
children.
the
Gay doesn't mean pedophile. It doesn't.
You know, I got some tickets to the Packers Lions game. You know,
do you got tickets to the Packers Lions game?
Notice, watch Byron shut the F up.
So
how many tickets you got?
I got 2 tickets.
Dana's going.
Dana's never been to a Packer game, so you know it's
great.
Have a good time.
I guess.
Have a lot of fun.
I suppose.
Taking your girlfriend to the game. That sounds like a real good time.
Well, you know, it counts as a Christmas gift. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Does she like the Packers?
You know, she says she
Why
does
was it
this
so hard
year.
when I said that?
You know, she has been getting into it this year.
Even after this Seattle debacle, she still.
Yes, she does. You know, which is amazing because that's made me pay less attention, much less attention.
Right.
You know, I don't know if you know, I almost feel I feel weird about buying tickets. You know, spending as much money as I did. I'm not gonna say it. You know, but it's
on the NFL.
Suffice to say, I could have taken a trip to somewhere close for for about the same amount.
Yeah.
But you know, it's. I don't know. I feel weird about spending that much money after all they went on with these replacement refs, and they really really put the whole season in this lack of credibility. I mean,
it's going to have an asterisk.
What would happen? I mean, these first 3 games.
Well, yeah, especially if Seattle makes the playoffs and the Packers were somehow like squeezed out in the wild card or something like that.
Right.
Scenario comes wrong, then it's definitely going to
but the NFC East is so horrible that the Packers' chances of being pushed out.
Oh yeah, I know that's true enough. Yeah.
And then you got and then with New Orleans dropping as many games, I mean, it's if we stay on course, but they say Clay Matthews probably be out for a couple weeks now. They saying they're gonna do some. They're gonna push him a little bit harder.
Yeah, well, he's
a tough guy.
He's a playmaker and everything, but he's not like the containment specialist, and that's like the only thing that.
Are you serious? He does containment. Yeah,
no, he does containment, but it's like he's the playmaker guy. You know what I mean? So it's like they'll miss him.
Send the blitz.
Yeah, they'll miss him. I'm not saying they're not gonna miss him.
Right.
I'm saying they can still win games without him. You know, they just won't be able to shut down offenses quite the same way, probably.
Well, he causes a lot of problems, man, with his speed rush.
Well, yeah.
Around that corner, and you got teams have to contend with him. But I mean, we have other players that we can put in those spots to solidify.
Right.
But you don't replace a Clay Matthews.
No, you don't.
Like you don't replace a Rod Woodson. I mean, Rod Woodson. Yeah,
Charles
Woodson. I did do it all the time. Like you don't replace a Charles Woodson, and with Woodson out. Clay out, Sam Shields out. We third string players. So now, I mean, you got Capers. You got the best defensive coach in NFL history.
Well, and part of the luck of that though is like the way that Thompson puts the team together. He actually does look for people that fit the scheme, and not just but the mentality of the players. You know what I mean? Like
and
guys,
moving it forward.
Yeah, guys that actually want to be on the team and want to learn how to play better and be.
Like I said, regardless of what Jim Linneman says, Aaron Rodgers is a feather in Thompson's hat in his cap. I mean that this was a hand-selected guy, like, and nobody else saw what
We're gonna have to bring Jim on for a point counterpoint.
It's just gonna be screaming. He's just gonna start hollering.
Is Jim Linneman one of Brett Favre's?
He's a real Favre fan, dude.
The owner of
hardcore.
Me and Keith, regular Poets Mondays, and so the owner of the bar down on Wheel. Jim Linneman is
I like him too much to, so I don't talk about Packers. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, I fell victim.
You fell victim. You got sucked in it. I overheard him talking to somebody else about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to talk to him about that anymore.
Oh, I don't do it anymore, but he used to get me all the time. He'd be like, yeah, Brett Favre's gone. I'm not a Packer fan anymore. I'm like, yeah, okay, Jim.
I do not understand that at all. I mean, the Packers were around for a good 70 years before Brett Favre.
I'm not.
He was just his whole point being.
I stopped being a fan when Don Makowski left. I tell you, Magic Man was.
You know who was a great quarterback? That Lynn Dickey.
Lynn Dickey was great.
Elmo happy. Because you got Dickey on the air.
I got Dickey.
What?
What the hell's going on out here?
Oh, Dickey jokes. Lynn Dickey jokes.
And
but no, So Clay Matthews, they're gonna miss Clay Matthews. They said he got a hamstring injury of some notes, but he's a tough guy, so he's gonna push himself to get back because he knows with Woodson being gone, with Sam Shields being gone, we're gonna need him. On the defensive line. I mean, teams just got to contend with that rush. But the problem with it is we couldn't hold up in the secondary. You know what I mean? And And when when they put Clay in different positions, we had to find a blitzer.
Well, the last year's problem on defense was the missing Cullen Jenkins.
Yeah.
Because when you got guys that can run,
Charlie Pepper was the problem.
he laid out a big hit in that Cowboys game I saw.
Yeah, but he also that's where you threw the ball 3rd and 46. We couldn't stop nobody because you just find Charlie Pepper on the field and throw the ball to his guy.
Charlie Pepper was the Mark Roman of his time. There's a ball going past my head. I should wave at it as it goes.
He's an idiot. Like, they cut him, and they had put a news report like, team sad and bye. I'm like, the fans ain't, you know what I mean? Bye. Good riddance. Right. But Charlie Pepper was horrible, and he made the defense horrible. But, so that was the whole thing, fill that spot. We get Sam... You got Sam Shields, which y'all give Sam a whole bunch of crap, but I think he's a great player.
No, I think he's a great player. It's just like, you got to give him crap.
Yeah.
You're on his jock too much, man. Yeah. You're like, you're great, Sam. I love you. Oh, you're so good at what you do.
He got 2 interceptions against the Bears in Chicago in the NFC Championship game. He is a legend to me. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
What else do you have to do? We very rarely play the Bears in Chicago, and he gets 2 interceptions to,
I'm
end the game.
not going to argue that, man. He's a damn good player.
Yeah,
but, just saying.
Yeah. He has his lapses.
Getting on him too much. Are you trying to get tickets from this guy?
It's fandom.
You think he's gonna listen?
Oh, whatever. I get crap about my
trick or treat
fantasy trophy case, and now my fandom. I like
your fantasy friendship with Sam Shields.
We go and have ice cream and.
I tweeted him once.
He did tweet me back,
found my best friend. That's what happens when you have to pay for an ASCAP license. Get me. Singing in really bad falsetto.
Elmo never pays for ASCAP.
We're going to hear from Glad on that one.
Oh, crikey, you guys are going off.
Oh, my goodness. Elmo happy. Oh, insanely funny. Elmo never pays for ASCAP.
This is more chaotic than a gladiator fight scene.
Oh, falsetto. Elmo happy.
Yep. So, moving on, fellers.
So are we going to try to have this a session conversation, or is that shit?
I was going to aim it back that direction.
Hey, that's funny.
But I feel like we didn't quite. Oh, yes. Trying to
10 minutes of politics, 80 minutes of dick jokes.
Penis jokes. We're on the air, sir. We're on the air.
Penis.
There goes the neighborhood.
Penis.
There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, that song rules.
Shut up, Beavis.
Oh wow, that happened. I could do the gay puppet. You can do Beavis and Butthead. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Elmo happy.
That's what you got. Man. That's cool. That's cool.
I'm enjoying myself.
Elmo's gay. That rules.
Yeah. Mario's fell off the stage, man. What does Tammy Baldwin think about all this is really what I want to know.
You're damn right.
Oh.
You're damn right.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway.
Sorry, man.
Secession. We got to think.
Beavis likes Elmo's gay butt.
Secession,
Mario. Okay. Do I have to turn your mic off or what?
I'm sorry. You're damn right. Elmo happy. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, secession. You were saying. Go ahead.
You can't stop thinking about puppet. And,
puppet ass.
Wasting a lot of valuable airtime on this crap. But I know one way to put it. I know one way to put an end to this.
Elmo's World.
Breaking news this week.
Okay. So you were talking about secession.
Cavis stops game up at sex. It's like a trump card.
That's a good headline, actually. I can see that one on TMZ site. Cast derision on gay puppet chicks.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah. Now that's something on NPR. You've never seen that on NPR. So what about secession you were saying?
We're trying to say there's a ton of states right now that have, that actually have, they've been putting out, things you sign. What are those words?
Petitions.
Yeah.
Shut up, man. You ruined the whole day. You realize?
It wasn't me. It was the news.
No, it was you.
It was you.
If Elmo comes
It was
out
Ron
gay,
Reporter who said furry red monster, and you got every type of gay sex since the beginning of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
sodomy Elmo. I thought of that one earlier. That was earlier. Yes, AdamandEve.com's coming out with a new dollar, sodomy Elmo. Elmo happy.
What the hell's going on out here?
Yep. What is going on?
Yeah. Ernie, Bert.
It's mostly like
secession we were talking
the
about.
Tea Party people that are trying to get this thing rolling. And I can't figure it out why it's a big deal. Like the first term of Obama was like not enough to like make them want to secede. It's the re-election, We got to do this for another 4 years? Damn it.
We have to own everything and be really white for another 4 years. Yeah, thanks.
Well, Texas tried to do it last time too.
Really?
They were, and they were. It wasn't. They were the only ones that.
Yeah, I don't.
Had a strong push or had a push at all?
Well, the governor actually pushed for it.
Yeah, no one cares. You're Texas. Shut up.
It's a stunt though. It's like it's a stupid stunt. Like they're just, and I don't understand like really what it's about. You know what I mean? Like
you're Mexico, Texas. Just shut up. Like
Texaco.
Before we come down there and find all them illegals that you say you want us to find, but you keep employing. Like that's what it's about. Like, you keep them working though. Get the illegals out. No, cut my grass. Get out of here, man.
True that.
Get out of here. So you're Texas. Go away.
Yeah.
And take Florida with you. On the real, Texas is all
take
of the
Mississippi, take Arkansas, take all the drinks all the states where they drink Jack Daniels for breakfast. Take those states. Take Kentucky.
No, not Kentucky. I do enjoy the bluegrass.
Grass.
Yeah. Hey,
You enjoy other grass. I enjoy the bluegrass. Yeah, it's a funny joke.
I enjoy big lunches. Thank you very much.
But no, man, I'm cool if Texas want to leave. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. It's like the fat girl at the party. Like, if you guys don't start being nice to me, I'm gonna leave. So what? No one cares.
Why are you so mean to Texas?
Because it's Texas. George W. Bush was their governor.
Yeah, they kill a lot of retarded.
Right. They keep executing people with disabilities. They keep killing folks.
They spend as much in their high school stadiums as we spend our pro stadiums.
Indeed. It's Texas. I was in Austin, Texas for Nationals, and it was 106 degrees. The feel-like temperature was, they said, like 114. One of the hottest days on record. I walked 3 blocks and was covered in sweat like I had jumped in a pool. It was insane. A cabbie stopped me and was like, "Excuse me, sir, are you okay?" And I was like, "No, it's hot." And then everybody says that dumb crap. It's a dry heat, like the sun's a dry heat. Thanks. You know what I mean? Unreal. Man, that was crazy. 2 blocks, man. Austin's a cool place, though. Like, it's a lot of bars, a lot of really cool people. Austin is like, I don't know, like one cool spot in a whole state full of dummies, man. It's like, why would you want to live in Texas? Everything's spread out. It's hot as sin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing to do, like, for real. Go see a football game, local high school football game, drink a lot of beer, and sleep with your sister.
Yeah.
It's Florida, but without the palm trees.
Honestly, I wish Milwaukee was more like Austin. Like Austin is kind of, they have like the big music festivals, but their people, they they bring in bands people actually want to see. You know, just bring in Kansas and Leonard Skinner and whoever the hell else is still touring from the '70s with two of the original members.
But that's the only way you can get the people from Waukesha to come and spend their money here.
Well,
dude.
that's the problem. They
Because they think the Leonard Skinner album is new.
Anytime no, I'm telling you, because I bartended Summerfest last year.
Right.
So anytime,
Oh, yeah, that was horrible,
And
I know.
I was in the Mecca, or not the Mecca, the
Marcus.
The Marcus.
Yeah.
And so I was in the Marcus Amphitheater, and like every night. And the shows that were like the big sellout show, the big one, the really big one was the Foo Fighters. And that I understood. It's like, okay, these guys have been around legit like, 14 years or whatever.
And they pull in
they've
young
got a
kids and
ton-
older people, too.
Yeah, and they got a ton of like radio hits, and they're a really good band. Like they got their stage presence down and everything. It made total sense to me that they sold out as big as they did, and the people just had no problem dropping, the money that you drop on a beer at Summerfest several times over. You know what I mean? That's what they did. Then you go to, and then the country shows would happen. And a lot of these bands, I didn't know most of them off the top of my head. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, really? They're playing? Who are they? They're popular. And they're like huge guys on like FM 106 or whatever. And who came to that? It was the entire like I-43 corridor. Like everybody from Ozaukee County and Washington County just came down in droves.
Guys in Harley Davidson shirts that don't actually
Yeah,
own
but-
Harleys.
right.
A lot of like middle-aged women with short hair, but they're not lesbians. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know. I know the people you're talking about. Yeah.
And they just all came down in droves, man. And that's just who was there. And it was just like, wow, they stopped manicuring their lawns long enough to come down and see something live. And but that's who you get, and that's why they run those shows the way they do at Summerfest. Is they get like different stuff to draw in different crowds, because if you keep drawing the same stuff over and over again, it gets tapped out. So all the bands that Nick likes won't be able to play every single night of the week because Nick can't afford to go every single night of the week.
I don't know.
But then how does Austin do it? Because they're in the middle.
It's a different demographic, though.
Totally different demographic. It's a college town, first of all.
And people move to
What's
Austin for
Milwaukee?
Austin.
Milwaukee is not yet a college town. They're trying to be by making Milwaukee UWM as big as it is. They keep adding on and adding on and adding on.
And UWM is the whitest campus in America, though. They are like the blandest campus in America. Like they don't covet black students. You know what I mean? So I mean, I say that black people don't go to the UW or Marquette, but they're not. You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
culturally,
Where-
it's mute. It's really really white at UW.
Well, where is campus that does
In Wisconsin, you mean?
Charlotte? No, not in Wisconsin.
No,
I mean
not
Charlotte.
Wisconsin. No, anywhere.
On the East Coast, you go to DMV. You get to Charlotte's. They got culturalized campuses, but I don't really look at UW as being progressive until you get to Madison. And Madison's a different town than Milwaukee culturally.
Madison's even whiter than Milwaukee.
That's a city though, but I mean
Yeah, but-
culturally, you got different groups of people though.
At the campus?
No, I'm just the city.
I don't see it.
I see the city is different.
No.
You don't
Not
think
really.
so?
No, Madison is like a big ass suburb.
I think it's hippie. I think it's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's those grown-up hippies who who
They just stayed because they really like the bike paths.
pretty much.
And I'm not saying that Madison is better than Milwaukee in that
No,
aspect.
I'm not saying anything.
But I just think it's a different
Madison,
kind of-
don't get me
I'm not
wrong.
trying to cast derision.
Hey, this is going to keep coming up, huh? One word, just one word, and you're going to run with it. Fine. But yeah, I'm not saying anything wrong with Madison, but I just view the campuses as being more progressive. UW Madison as being more progressive than UWM.
And you're basing this on all your college years experience?
I'm basing on the white people I used to rob by the campus. Yeah, they all had.
That wasn't you. That was another black male.
Hey, we all look the same.
Damn it.
You're damn right.
Oh my God! That was the wrong one. That was the wrong one, Nick.
Did that just happen? That just happened.
Wow. I'm sorry. 400 years, Nick. 400 years. Man.
Wow, that hurt.
My MacBook is racist.
Well, it is white. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it is white. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I kind of
jeez.
can see that. But no. But yeah, man. So but no, I do view the campuses as more.
You know who's
progressive.
got a real progressive campus? Platteville.
Right. My mom stayed upstate Wisconsin.
What about
and
Whitewater? Very diverse.
Yeah, very diversified campus. No, but my my mother stayed upstate Wisconsin for a while, and I forget what city it was. She stayed there like 6 months, and there were black families up there, but to the point where when people would see you on the street, they'd ask you if you knew him. Like, you know Steve? Like, no, he's a black guy. Like, what? And so she called me like, I have to leave this place. They keep asking, do I know this Steve fellow? And then the funny story is, and I wish my mom would call in. The funny,
I got a few of these too.
The
Yeah,
funny story is she was at the Piggly Wiggly,
Sure.
and she finally met Steve and didn't know who he was. He said she walked up like, "Hi, Myra." She's like, "Hi, Steve," and they had never met.
Oh,
but
my God.
everybody had kept asking him, did they know each other? So he just assumed she was the black lady that everyone had been talking about.
Crap. Oh man, that's funny. Well, I hate to break it to you though. They did break down the demographics. You know, although white people are shrinking in population, so are black folks. You know, it's like
in
more.
Wisconsin?
No, in the U.S.
Oh,
in
yeah,
general.
yeah. It's
more Mexicans and Asians, dude. That's like what's happening.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like the more diversified, like Wisconsin is generally like the Hmong population is very big, and then
Yeah.
you know you actually do have a large Mexican population.
On the south side, yeah.
Yeah. I mean in Milwaukee, but I mean throughout
Green
the state.
Bay's got a decent, Mexican population too now.
Why? All the way up in Green Bay. I never could understand that.
I'm trying.
I
It's
lived,
too
I
cold.
lived there for a good 10 or whatever years, and I still couldn't tell you.
There's money up there. You know what I mean?
I
There's
guess,
jobs.
yeah.
So
Oh,
people
okay.
people go to places where there's like, because I mean, with Green Bay, you know, they got the stadium and everything, but they've got a lot of like, you know, I'm trying to think of the other
Brown
things.
County does have a lot of farmland.
Well,
too,
there's
you know.
paper mills going all up and down the Fox River Valley. So there's like, you know, there was a industrial base at some point there, but other things have come in to take those spots. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so like as you get further north, close to Green Bay, there's more work in general, and then just you know, that's where people are gonna go.
I worked at a plastic manufacturing, plastic mold injection company with a Mexican guy.
And apparently he didn't realize that we were only working for $8 an hour.
Oh.
And so he wouldn't take a lunch. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, clock out. It's lunchtime. Like,
Wow.
you know what I mean? And he didn't speak English.
And it was just really, so it was really weird. Yeah, but I don't come across a lot of the Mexicans in Milwaukee. It seemed as if this used to be their neighborhood. This River West area, when I grew up, was very
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, yeah. And they all moved them to the south. They transported them to the south side. So you go on the south side, you see a lot of guys in cowboy hats and cowboy
Which I love.
boots.
No, that's not Puerto Rican. That's more
Mexican.
Mexican. That's
That's
Mexican.
more Mexican.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Tejano style. And shit. Yeah.
I worked at a bar for Kenny. I did security. He had some lady out of a bar on the south side wanted a security guard, so I went and worked security at the door, and all the Mexican had a party, quinceañera or whatever, and all these dudes kept showing up in cowboy hats
Oh, I
and
know.
boots. I was like, is it a rodeo? I don't understand what's going on.
They're awesome, man. That style. I dig that style. I think it's really funny. You know,
The guy from
Like
Slinger
five-
likes cowboy boots.
because you're in the middle of a city.
Right.
You know, that's what I think is like.
Where's the
urban,
horse?
You're an urban
Pablo.
cowboy.
Where's the horse, Rodriguez? I didn't see you ride in on a steed, sir. And then the lady admonished me to check their hats.
Oh,
Like, because I guess guys put knives or switchblades, not switchblades, but razors in the brim. Please check their hats. I'm like, okay, I don't know.
So you were a hat
We had-
checker.
That's pretty standard everywhere, though. Like, we had to check at the Miramar.
Yeah.
Hats.
The cowboy hats? You had to check the line. Oh yeah, baseball hats. Oh,
Baseball
yeah,
caps.
I didn't know what to do. And then you had to tap their boots because they'll put like knives in their boots.
See, we were looking for drugs at that place. Like they could find weird places to put pills. It's a little different demo. That's all I'm saying.
I remember, but not to tell the Miramar story, but that just reminded me of these guys who were in the bathroom at the Miramar,
Oh yeah.
and they were in the stall together.
Talking like Elmo. Call back.
Yeah. Elmo happy. No, they were in the stall together. He kept trying to convince me they weren't doing drugs, and I was like, well, either you're doing drugs, or you guys are gay. Like there's pick. Well, I'm not gay. Well, then you were doing drugs. These are the selections, sir. There's no reason you have to escort your friend into the stall and close the door if you're not doing a drug transaction.
Unless your butt freaking him.
Yeah, unless you're.
I caught myself that time.
You caught what? So I don't know. That just sounded.
Captain Curse Word and Sir Swears a lot.
I haven't been swearing.
That's true. You've just been talking about puppets for too long.
Puppet fisting.
But look,
in
so the cool thing about the Tejano dudes carrying the blades and stuff, you know.
Tejano, what's that mean?
Well, it's just a style of music.
Okay.
Well, it's basically the Mexican
understand.
version of Texan.
Oh, okay.
Mexico, it's Tejas in Spanish. Texas is Tejas in Spanish. Tejano is, Texan.
And
I just
Chicano.
can't-
Okay, I get it. I got it.
As far as I'm concerned, if you're like a Mexican who lives in America, I'm gonna call you a Tejano. Like, I don't know if that's
Or a
racist or not.
Chicano.
Yeah.
That's
that-
where you're looking for
Chicano.
Chicano. Yeah, Chicano.
See, I can do what I want. Okay.
That's that whole freedom of speech thing you ain't
Yeah.
got down there in Mexico. We talk how we want.
I'll say what I want. And if I screw up,
Racist. He's so
I'll say
racist.
what I want. I'll do what I want.
We stole this country fair and square.
Yo, get.
What? But I just thought the cowboy hats was weird, and I remember back in school, like you couldn't date a Mexican girl because all her cousins would get out a hatchback and jump you if they caught you. Apparently they ride really deep in small cars.
Jeez.
They like proximity. I don't know. They don't have that thing.
Yeah. Mario, this is where he's allowed to be racist.
It's great to be black. This time. Doom, doom, doom.
You're damn right.
There you go.
Thank you, Tammy, for making up for earlier. Oh, she's gay.
Sorry,
like
Matt.
Elmo.
Not gonna touch that.
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let that one slide. Right?
Oh, good thing. Yeah, apparently. La 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 la.
The Crushers had it with all these gay jokes. Now the Crusher doesn't find nothing wrong with people doing what they want.
Two men in love with each other. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's because you
I had to
always
wrestle
walked on.
Bockwinkel every night after all.
Did you used to Pat Patterson?
Not like wrestling's homoerotic. Not at all.
That's the straightest thing in the world.
I forgot
Mario.
Pat Patterson was AWA. I should have used him.
Pat.
Pat.
Pat
Yeah.
Pat.
Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson is
DDT's Elmo.
Pat Patterson is a pro wrestler who came out after he retired.
Well, Lanny
For
Poffo
those
came
who
out,
don't
too.
know. Really? He's
Leaping Lenny Poffo? Hulk Hogan's.
Lenny Poffo.
That's the Macho Man's.
Yeah,
Oh,
Macho
Macho
Man's
Man's
brother.
cool.
Lenny Poffo apparently has a very unique talent.
What?
Remember?
Does it involve leaping?
Okay.
Does it involve leaping?
Leaping of some kind, I guess.
What? Go on.
Yeah. So do you remember the rumor about Marilyn Manson?
No.
No.
That-
That he can fillet himself. Yeah.
Apparently, Lenny Poffo can actually do that.
Wow. What?
And he-
Okay.
yeah.
What were you Googling when you found out this factoid?
There's a
It
hint
was
of
that-
jealousy in Mario's voice just now, by the way. I don't know if anybody else.
Oh, there's
picked
no
that up.
question. No, if I could fillet myself, I would. Oh, please believe I would. The question is, do you swallow? That's the only question here is, do you taste yourself? Why are you tasting yourself? Like that's
Yikes.
and so I had made this comment in one of my Facebook groups, and my friend was like, that's gay. I was like, it's gay because you can't do it. But if you could, you know what I mean? 14-year-old boys, if they could fillet themselves, would be tired.
They'd all be hunchbacks by the time they got to be 15.
I just knew I couldn't. I never tried because I couldn't. But yeah, man, whatever.
I just knew that I couldn't. I was bored knowing I couldn't.
No, man, but and in my community, masturbation was looked down on for so long. Like I would,
In the black community?
right? Like
We're
no,
Catholic.
seriously.
We were raised Catholic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But so people had me convinced.
Like black people
They
getting together.
told us we'd have hairy palms and all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, I was told that too. But they had me convinced I was the only one doing it, man, and shame. But porn's a $4 billion industry. I'm not the only one buying it. You know what I mean? Somebody else is yanking it, sir. Rather regularly. And it's making Elmo happy. Right, Elmo? Elmo happy.
You're damn right.
Wow.
Oh,
Crikey.
Craggy. That's not a knife. No.
That's the wrong Aussie, man.
Oh, sorry.
The wrong Aussie.
Yeah.
This is Russell Crowe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Russell Crowe is a beautiful mind guy. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And Gladiator. Russell Crowe's pretty cool. I like Russell Crowe movies.
Academy Award winner.
Yeah. For which one did he win? Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful
Yeah,
Mind.
Yeah, I like Russell Crowe. What's the other white dude that I really like? Other than you guys. No Country for Old Men, that guy.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah. I like
That's a
dude, yeah.
Spaniard.
He's Spanish? He look white. Look white to me. Do you got a pick? White guy.
No, I'm just saying, mate. He's European, but he's Spaniard.
No, okay. I don't know. But he's a good actor, though. He's a great actor.
Great actor.
Yeah. He really played the mess out of that role.
Right.
But so secession's not going to happen. We figured that out.
Australia's already its own country.
I want it to happen.
You want?
Do you?
You want
I do
Texas
too.
to
I agree.
leave?
Yes. Why not?
Why?
What has Texas ever gave us other than cokehead football players and Lasso
And George Bush.
and George W. Bush?
Well, I've said this. I think if Texas becomes its own state, they have to print their own money, and they should be called Dukes after John Wayne. And then people will ask you, "Hey, give me some Dukes." And then people will start talking about Dookie and dropping Dookie. Hey, you dropped a Duke. Did I?
Did I?
It's
Yes,
gonna,
I
and the
did.
money's not gonna be green. It's gonna be brown.
Brown. Yep, brown. Gotta be.
Brown ink on white paper.
It's gonna be Texas orange, like the Longhorns.
Texas bread.
Longhorns.
Texas dead.
Yeah, I have no use for Texas in general. I liked a few rappers from Texas, but other than that, I don't.
What rappers come from Texas?
Scarface, Ghetto Boys.
Oh yeah, I like the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah. So other than that, and Pimp C and UGK is Texas, but short of that, man, I'm good. Those guys can come over here and you could have the rest. You know what I mean? Like, it's 8 Mexican dudes.
Rap-a-lot can move to St. Louis or something.
And it's like 8,000 billion Mexican dudes. Like I was in Texas and it looked like the south side of Milwaukee. Like that's what it looked like to me. I was like, wow, is that Mexican?
That's cool. Did they have an Allen Bradley clock tower? If they don't have a Polish moon, then they don't look like south side of Milwaukee. I'm just saying.
Although they did steal the bowling center, the bowling congress.
I thought that went up to
In
Denver.
That went to Arlington, Texas.
Yeah.
Those rapscallions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what? We took their Super Bowl from them, so
Yeah.
bastards.
But they sure did a good job of robbing a bunch of Green Bay Packer fans while they were down there.
Yeah, it's true.
The ticket shenanigans. Yeah, come, we'll sell you some tickets. Oh, they're outside, by the way, and you're going to be looking at a big screen.
You know, here's the
That's
thing.
not quite the game, is it?
Could have did that from the hotel.
You know, let me explain some karma that happened here that I don't think a whole lot of people know about. When when the Packers, they beat the Steelers.
Okay.
Now you remember, it was the '95 title game when they went to Dallas and they lost, and the refs made a bunch of questionable calls.
Yeah, I
and,
remember that.
In Dallas, I remember that.
Yes, it was in Dallas, and
That was some BS.
anyway, the Cowboys went on to play the Steelers.
Yeah.
So 14 years later, the Cowboys still haven't been back to the Super Bowl. The Packers end up playing the first Super Bowl in the Cowboys' new stadium and beating the Steelers, who they would have played back then.
Working it all out.
Well, I've said this.
come full circle.
The road to that Super Bowl was full of a bunch of revenge, if you will. Beating Michael Vick, who was the first guy to lead a team to beat us
In the
at home
playoffs.
in the
Right.
playoffs. That was a big deal. And
Right.
beating the Eagles was also kind of a big deal, getting back for that 4th and 26.
Right.
fourth and a million. That was a yeah. I mean,
and then they beat the Falcons, who were
beat the Falcons, who were the team that Vic had led, and we did that in their home. And it's like, but on the way to getting to the playoffs, we had to beat the Giants, right? And I think we had to beat the Bears again, didn't
Yes,
we?
we did,
So-
sir.
Yes.
Yes, we did. Lovey didn't need us for the playoffs, but he still played his starters, and we still kicked their butt
And then
twice.
yeah, and then we came in, and then we
'Cause the
came into the
Bears suck.
NFC Championship game and just laid it down.
Teach me how to Raji. Teach me how to Raji.
The best.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dude, that was like maybe the best big man end zone touchdown pass I've ever seen in my life. It was so spontaneous too. It's like he just crossed the thing like it's like, oh, no, I'm doing it.
It was better than anything William Perry ever did.
Oh, dude. It was,
And he held the ball out and he was like, he fumbled it. No. And there's the dance. Oh, yeah, it kind of happened. Yeah, that happened.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that
See,
happened.
then that whole season was just amazing like that. Now,
Karma, yeah.
it was. You know, and then the bad thing about, like, losing last year in the playoffs was just, like you said, when we watched that game together, Mario, you said, we are the Vikings now. I was like, ouch.
Yep, 15-1, and you lose first game of the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
rough stuff, man. But I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Nah.
So I've got a feeling.
Well,
like,
it's different.
you know,
It's a different team, and I think it's coming into games thinking next week.
Well, yeah.
And you can't do that. And that's what they did. They just kept thinking, we're going to make it to the Super Bowl, and then it's the fourth quarter of the game, and you're down, and it's no coming back.
Yeah, because they had been leaning on Aaron Rodgers to, like, win every single game.
People have to catch the ball, though.
Yeah, you got to catch the ball. Oh, also, you should stop the other team from scoring. It's like a thing. It generally works.
That's
you
how
know.
that game works. Yeah, but
John Madden playing.
Right. Oh, yeah, that guy's a good football player. You can tell that because he plays the game really well.
Know who else had a really nice sport coat? Brett Favre.
There's a Brett Favre reference there. Bert Favre.
But yeah, what's your boy Jermichael Finley, man? That was back when we actually thought he was the man.
Back when he used to have Creature from the Black Lagoon hands. Like, they were like big hands. He could catch anything with one hand. And, like, I don't know what happened, but did you see? His hands shrunk. They did. They look smaller now.
He's just
Like,
you
him
just-
and
you
James
see the bum in him.
Jones,
Right.
they shook hands and traded hands in the process. And James Jones now catches everything that's thrown at him, like Jermichael Finley did, like, some years ago.
But I mean, but last year when we lost the playoff game, Jones wouldn't catch the ball,
Yeah.
Jermichael wouldn't catch the ball, and then you had big time drops by early in the game by Jordy Nelson and
Driver.
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 Yeah, and so you gotta
And you're looking around, oh, crap, Brandon Jackson's not on the team anymore. He's the only guy that catches balls.
stir the shirt. Yeah, stir the shirt.
Yeah, because like that year though, we won the Super Bowl. They had Brandon Jackson still, and it was ridiculous because we got rid of him, and he wasn't a great utility back in that sense. But he did seem to catch a lot more things percentage-wise than everybody else. And now, granted, he was catching the dump-off passes, but it worked for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the slant and all that, but
Cobb's gonna come back with all that stuff though. Now that he's up in the mix, and he's a guy that he doesn't drop as much either. I think
he's the new Donald Driver. Randall Cobb is the new Donald Driver. He's this generation's Donald Driver. We always have that guy that the underrated. The league doesn't necessarily notice, but we know that he can catch the ball in clutch situations.
Robert Brooks before him.
Right, yeah, and just keeps going back.
Man, Antonio Freeman was the man, though. That play, as soon as you say Robert Brooks' name, I think about Antonio Freeman turning around and that was it the Vikings game, and
Ball
turning
bouncing around the guy,
and he still caught it. He caught the ball,
and he got up and ran for a touchdown.
He caught the ball. He caught the ball.
Yeah, that's like a top 10
of all time plays. Yeah, all time
And
plays.
Antonio Freeman was just one of those guys. The most frustrating thing about him is that he really couldn't be the first receiver. He had to have
just
somebody
wasn't
to take
fast
the
enough.
pressure off of him.
Yeah.
He wasn't fast enough. He just didn't have that physical ability, but he was a great receiver, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially when you catching Brett Favre balls and he threw them so hard. You know what I mean? You had to catch that ball coming in like a bullet, breaking fingers, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His hands is toe. Robert Brooks' hands too, toe up from playing with Brett when he was young.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he didn't have that gun was just shooting and
He
hurting.
was so ripped on Vicodin, he didn't know what he was doing half the time. Just got out there and just slung the thing.
Man, I used to love Brett Favre. Like he lost me when he became a Viking. I was fine with him being a Jet, but once you go to the enemy, then you're dead to me. Like you're dead to me.
Well, it's not even just what he did that year. It was just the 4 or 5 years prior when he teased retirement every single year. And I think people just got sick of it at that point. And that's why I had no problem. The moment he retired, I had no problem, getting behind Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I guess I agree, except I didn't know Aaron Rodgers was going to become Aaron Rodgers. I didn't have confidence in that. So I was fine with Brett making his decision whenever he made it. But when the team finally decided that enough was enough, I was fine with that decision too. You know what I mean? Like, Brett, you just can't keep doing this every year, playing like you're going to either retire or not. You know what I mean? We want you back. We did. I felt like that they wanted him back, but Brett kept wanting to play this game. And if you want to keep playing this game, man, nobody want to play with you, dog. We're the Green Bay Packers. We existed way before you, and look, we won a Super Bowl after you left. You know what I mean?
That was the other part.
Thanks for losing us the big game. Thanks for losing us the big game. The interception in your career here in Green Bay. Yeah, thanks a lot,
You know
buddy.
what's funny about that is that's how he ended it with the Vikings too. Isn't it?
Yeah, ended with the Jets that way too.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. The
Scored
following,
3 years in a row, he threw 3 picks to end his team season with 3 different teams.
Yeah.
you know, and
Most touchdowns by a quarterback and most interceptions by a quarterback. Yeah, I remember when he was my quarterback. Good luck with him.
well, that was the big joke is like on the Vikings fans. It's like as soon as he threw that ball and they lost, it's like, oh, now you guys know how we feel. There was like this brief window of kinship, and there was going to be like some bipartisanship finally between Packers fans and Vikings fans. And it's like we both finally understand each other. Yeah. We got Aaron Rodgers now, so we don't really do that.
We don't care, but see, told you. Yeah, told you.
We have been spoiled with quarterbacks.
No, but I remember that game. I was on Facebook like he's going to throw an interception. And he's like, no, he's good because one of my friends was a Viking fan at the time, and we're not friends anymore. But anyway, but he was like, no, man, he's good. That's in the past. And no sooner did he hit enter, and it showed up on my news feed, he threw the interception. I was like, yeah, there you go. Elmo happy.
I thought you were going to say that when you were talking about catching Favre's balls.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice one.
The window was open then, too. But,
Mr. Noodle.
oh, Mr. Noodle's window? I watch him undress.
I'm sorry,
Dead air, boys. Dead air.
I'm sorry. It gets me every time, dog. I drop out. And it be about to die. That's how they stop talking because he be killing me with this man. All morning. I had to call people that respect me a little bit and tell them.
A little bit.
And
How long is that list?
And so like minute 20 into me laughing at this, I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I needed to stop. And I couldn't, like my brain, when I read the article, my brain cut on like.
It was that phrase that did it. I understand that. I've had moments like that too.
Like this really just happened. I was trying to save it for the radio or else I would have called you, dog. Like I called people and I was like, I can't call Keith, but I text you like, don't look at my wall, but I have to tell people about it. I have to circulate this material because he's not guilty. That's why I'm telling people because the man didn't do anything wrong.
That's your motivation. Defending that man's honor.
That's what you're talking about, red puppet ass.
I was just wanting people to know that Mr. Clash, that gay doesn't mean pedophile. Now, Elmo happy.
Most of us know that already.
Oh man, that's just incredibly and so now I went and looked at the Elmo clips on YouTube, and it just takes on a whole nother thing. Yeah, I don't think Baby Bear is for it.
You're looking for context now that wasn't there previous to this. It's like those jokes in Ghostbusters that you didn't get when you were a kid, but then you watch it when you're an adult, and you're like, this movie's a lot funnier. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I get you. So that's a thing. You're gonna have to deal with that over the next weeks.
Kevin Clash's.
We could start like a support.
I didn't even know.
We could start a support group for you to get over the hilarity of this.
So and so I was, like I said, I'm a big Muppet fan, so I watched Being Elmo.
Sure.
And again, it doesn't wane any. The comedy is in the fact that Elmo's gay.
Wang?
I'm sorry, I didn't say that. My pride in Kevin Clash as a black man being a puppeteer, being so integral in the Sesame Street Network, is my pride for him is still there. And I was watching Being Elmo, and so I had texted my children's mother, telling her about Elmo being gay now, and she was like, "Did you not watch Being Elmo?" She was like, "Clearly Kevin Clash is not straight."
Well,
I was like, "But he had a wife and kids."
This is a thing that you have to deal with. I'm sorry that we had to be here while you were working on it.
Yes.
We've got 2 minutes left of the show. Does anybody got some stuff they would like to plug besides Elmo?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you, Nick. I apologize. It just got me. He caught me off guard. Didn't see Elmo plugging stuff. So
All right.
But no, tonight at Lyrical Sanctuaries tonight, and Genesis Renji is going to be the featured performer along with another poet, Tess. So if you guys are looking for something to do, man, go check out my guy Genesis at Lyrical Sanctuary this evening.
There you go.
What don't you got a show coming up this Friday, Keith?
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Roxy Bean and Brian Cherry's Food Pantry benefit over at the River West Public House with the November Criminals and Melatomica. Just bring 2 non-perishable food items. The show begins at 7 p.m. Also tonight, Deb Granick is over at the Zalazzo Center. She's the director of the movie Winter's Bone. I'm sure you guys have seen that one. It's a really great flick, and she's given a big talk, and that's going to be something to go check out if you're in the UWM district. And then, what else is up? There's some other stuff coming up. I just suddenly can't think of things.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll be back with all the other shows that I got. I know next Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving, we got a show at the Cheese Bar.
Oh, awesome.
Which is free show at the Cheese Bar down on Old World 3rd Street. So.
I'll plug that. I'll plug my stuff for the end of this month because you have my Linneman show is coming up and New Word Documents coming up. But we'll worry about plugging that next week.
Right.
But yeah, but I'm looking forward to the Thursday thing, man, with the bringing non-perishable food items.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
really cool. I'll be there. Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, it'd be good. It's gonna be a real fun time. You know, if you haven't seen Melatomica before, they are just so much fun. Tom puts a lot of energy into it, and Mel really holds it down on the bass, and they just go all out with their performance. And you know, November Criminals, you know how we do it. We just get up there and just be silly and have a good time. And you know, Brian Cherry's a great singer. Roxy Bean's an amazing singer-songwriter. They both are they know how to do it. So it's something to check out.
Elmo happy. You got anything going on, Nick?
You know, not for a while. The UWM Post is putting out its final print edition next week, and so that was all the editors kind of handled that. So I don't have anything in there for the last one, but yeah, that's
so they're out of print now, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be completely online after this.
Oh so. Wow. Okay, well, I made it. New Word Document made it into the last of the. Wow, that's really cool.
We got the November Criminals right up in there too, right at the end. So that was pretty cool.
Nick.
Yeah, it was really sweet. I hope the article finds its way online.
Yeah, I know. That's a whole nother. Yeah.
That's a whole nother problem, Crusher.
Elmo happy.
Stop talking like a small red animal.
Yeah, throw the gay in.
Why are you talking about Elmo?
I'm not talking about Elmo.
All right, play the jingle. Let's get out of here.
I go on, bye.